And we're live. Welcome,
Good.
everyone. This is the 2025 Canadian Radio Awards. I'm joined by Sean Smith and Connie Thiessan from Broadcast Dialogue. They are in charge of all this stuff. I'm here just to facilitate. I'm Matt Cundill from the Sound Off Media Company and the host of the Sound Off podcast.
Yes, good morning, West Coast. Good afternoon to those watching from the East. We have to acknowledge our presenting sponsor, Xperi, this year off the top. And I want Sean to kick things off because we're going to present our first award, which is the Leadership Excellence Award. And I wanted Sean to join us to talk about why we decided to establish that award this year.
Well, it is year number 6. And I think what we wanted to do was have a look at areas of the business where perhaps there were some unsung heroes. We wanted to really give ourselves a gut check in terms of are we really honoring as many people from behind the scenes as we can. And one of the pieces, especially in light of all the industry changes that have been going on, which can be so challenging for us all, there are folks that have been taking leadership roles and really leading people, staffs, the business through times of change. And we wanted to recognize that. And so that's what this particular category is all about.
So let's bring in the crew from Evanov.
Okay.
Good morning, Paul. Or good
Good morning.
afternoon, Paul.
Good afternoon. Good morning.
Hi, Lars.
Hello.
So I think we should let Evanov Communications President Paul Evanov talk about why he nominated Lars for the Leadership Excellence Award.
I didn't know I had to speak, but well, first of all, I'll start off a long time ago, a little bit of history. I've known Lars for the last 35 years, since I was 17 years old. He worked as an account executive at Energy 108, Burlington Broadcasting Incorporated. My dad was president, and I was fortunate enough to be in the hallways and be around Lars, and got to spend some time with him and got to know him as a person and also as an account executive. And we had a relationship there. And then, he was at Force for many years, and we were on our own. And we reunited a few years ago, and he's now our vice president of the company. And it's a pleasure to be back and kind of get the old band back together. And I know Lars for most of my adult life, not only from a personal level, but a professional level as well. And I would say he's one of the most stand-up, solid human beings and presidents and vice president and a manager that I've ever met. And we're just lucky to have him at our company. He's a real asset. And I could go on, but I think I've said enough right now, and I don't want to talk too long. But I don't think anybody's more deserving of an award than Lars, to be honest.
Lars, we worked really hard to try to keep this a secret from you. Did you know why you were logging in today?
Not really, no. I mean, this is all kind of sort of a really pleasant surprise. Let me start with there. I mean, again, I'm shocked. At the same time, very humbled and honored, obviously. And it's, quite honestly, as Paul said, it's been a fantastic ride so far. I'm nowhere near done at this point, but it's, this whole thing is a true testament to all the teams that I've been very fortunate to be part of. Obviously, my success is really kind of sort of on the shoulders of all the teams that I've been, again, very fortunate to work with throughout my career. So, and including obviously, the fantastic team at Evanov.
So
thank you very much. It's a huge honor for sure.
This is the first year for the award. For those who don't know, Lars is executive vice president of sales for Evanov, and it didn't escape me that this award, that our jury found that this award should go to somebody in sales, because the business has never been more challenged from a revenue pressure side. How does it feel, Lars, because you had really stiff competition? We had a lot of interest in this category.
Well, I can just imagine. And again, it's shocking to me just based on all the deserving people across the country that I know personally and I'm fortunate to have connections with that obviously are very, very, very much in line for these type of honors as well, for sure, and probably even more deserving in some cases. But again, I humbly do appreciate it. And to your point, I mean, sales is obviously always under some pressure, for sure, with an ever-changing industry as we're all in. But we love what we do, and it's all about innovation, and that's one thing Paul has been very supportive of, specifically at Evernoff, for us to innovate the company to the right direction and future-proof ourselves in the best way possible. So again, I can't say anything more than just thank you very much. It's again quite an honor.
Well, congratulations, Lars. I think we're going to let you and Paul go, and we're going to bring in the crew from Rogers Sports and Media.
Okay, well, thank you, Connie. Thank
All
you
right.
both.
Thanks again.
Thank you,
Have a
everyone.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you so
We
much.
really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Great job, guys. Great.
Okay. Do we have the folks from KISS waiting in the wings?
Names. I need names.
Leanne Cameron and Krista Van Noot. There's Krista.
Hi.
Do we have Leanne somewhere hanging around?
I think Leanne was coming here. I will wait for Leanne.
Okay.
She says she's here. Give me a second. You know what it is? I need to make my screen bigger. So oh, look, there's a whole second tier of people down below that I missed.
So Lars.
I'm sorry, Leanne.
Lars
okay.
was the winner of our inaugural Leadership Excellence Award for the large market. Krista Van Noot is the winner for the small market. Krista, I'm going to have you introduce yourself.
Oh, absolutely. My name is Krista Van Noot. I'm the Regional Content Director for the KISS stations in Northern Ontario. So I oversee North Bay, where I'm based, Sudbury, Timmins, and Sault Ste. Marie.
And Leanne, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Leanne Cameron. I'm the content director for KISS 91.7 and Sonic 102.9 in Edmonton, and the national programmer for Hot AC stations for Rogers.
So, funny story, Leanne and Krista actually nominated each other for this award, but Krista is our small market winner. Leanne recorded a submission as to why Krista should be recognized, which you can listen to at CanadianRadioAwards.com. But Leanne, tell us why you nominated Krista.
Krista is just such a rock star on every level. Not only has she grown her portfolio up to 4 stations, which is amazing. 3 she's working with remotely. KISS North Bay, #1 in the book that just came out this week. So congratulations to that team. But she does it with the biggest heart. Like, you've not worked with anyone like Krista before that just makes you feel so appreciated. Even me as her manager, she's makes me feel appreciated. And her team just loves her. So she's super creative, but she just leads. Are you crying? See, she's crying. She just leads with the biggest heart. And it's inspiring to work with Krista every day, how she works with her team. She's just incredible inside out at her job, great mom, all the things.
Oh my goodness. This is why I nominated Leanne too. Holy moly. Sorry.
Well, congratulations, Krista. I think that KISS won another award in promotions for the longest broadcast ever.
Oh my gosh.
That's your team as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about what that promotion was all about?
Oh, absolutely. I haven't had a chance to see the winners yet, so that's such a wonderful surprise. But basically, I have the best team in the entire world. So this is for my station in KISS Sudbury. Our midday announcer, Jamie, stayed up for 29 hours straight, broadcasting live on the air the entire time to raise money for Meals on Wheels. It was beautiful. She did it, like Leanne said, with so much heart, and that's who Jamie is too. So I'm so proud of her for winning that and for the station.
Well, congratulations, Krista. As we said, this was the first year for this award, and there were so many people interested in nominating. So I think, we did something right, Sean, by establishing a new category. So thank you both for joining us this morning. We are going to bring
Great
in
job.
members of the Stingray Radio team now. Thanks, Leanne. Steve Parsons, live
There
from
he is.
Banff.
Yeah, and now I'm on my phone, exactly what you didn't want me to do, but I couldn't go through on the computer.
Steve, you can
Still
turn it
sound
sideways and go horizontal if you'd like. It'll adjust.
Oh, really?
No, didn't.
Yes.
Oh,
There it is.
oh, it
there
did.
It is. Yeah. Well
Yeah, that makes all the
Okay.
difference. Look at me now.
Is Troy McCallum kicking around somewhere back there, Matt?
I do not see. But
Okay.
Troy, if you're there, just go to the chat and say I'm here.
We'll start with Steve, because one of the reasons I wanted to bring him in was because Josie Fennick, who is PD in Ottawa, was a runner-up for the Leadership Excellence Award by one vote. And so I thought it was really important to bring you in and acknowledge her. Do you want to talk a little bit about Josie?
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, she's, incredibly successful as a programmer. I mean, Hot 89.9 in Ottawa has been #1 for 400 years straight. Josie is, the brains behind the operation, but she's also the spirit behind the operation. She's one of these people who's just relentlessly kind, relentlessly energetic, and is super smart, and is just somebody who can bring teams together and create success no matter what challenge you give her. She's she's incredible. I mean, I am so lucky to have her on our team. I can't tell you. Don't steal her. She's not going anywhere. But she's an amazing human being.
Okay. The reason it's a big win for Stingray this year. Boom 97.3 is our winningest station of 2025. And it's mostly due to your talent. Troy McCallum is Program Director of the Year, Large Market. Wayne Webster is Music Director of the Year. Boom Morning Man Stu Jeffries is Best On Air Solo Host. And Boom was also runner-up for Station of the Year. So by my count, I think Boom won in 2020. Wayne previously won in 2020. And I know, I think Troy last won in 2021. Do we have Troy? He's buffering.
Troy's trying to get in here.
He's doing his best.
Yeah. That describes him perfectly.
This is Friday, Troy. Or it's spinning.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll wait and see if he comes out of his buffer. Steve, do you want to talk a little bit about the team at Boom and why that station is such a consistent performer?
Of course I do. Yeah. I mean, we're a bunch of old dogs. We don't learn many new tricks, but there's I think the average age of our staff is well north of 50. Bunch of industry vets who have come together and worked together for now. Boy, it's been like 14, 15 years, very little turnover. In fact, the only turnover we've had is Wayne retiring this year at the age of 70. And I think it was about time. I think I did the calculation on how many logs he's created over the course of his career. It was 16,495 logs. Wayne is, the fact that he won this year, thank you, because no one deserves it more. And, he's won Music Director of the Year numerous times, but it's very difficult to win Music Director of the Year when you don't play current music. And it speaks volumes to Wayne's craft that people are willing to recognize what he did. I mean, at Boom, he was scheduling, much to a lot of our chagrin, every single song, every single imaging element by hand. He didn't use automatic scheduling at all. And his strategy behind creating the music flow on Boom was a major part of why we are as successful as we are. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Troy, because Troy's personality is the radio station on Boom. His writing is 100%, well, not 100%, but 50% of the reason of why Boom is successful as it is too, because we are able to create character in what we do. And Troy, and it's a luxury that not many are afforded anymore. We had a full-time music director, full-time program director, concentrating on one station and one station only. And I think Boom is a really good reflection of why having people focused on a singular station makes the station that much better. But I mean, listen, our group at Boom, yeah, we're old dogs, but we're all extremely passionate. They're all veterans of the business, and I say to them, on a regular basis, that these are the good old days in this radio station. We're having a great time, and these are the times that we're going to remember when we hang it up.
Yeah. Stu, I think, has been runner-up for this before, and I know Make-A-Wish has won, but I don't think he's ever been recognized himself in the on-air solo category. Do you want to talk about Stu? I mean, the consistency at Boom, I think, speaks for itself.
Yeah. Stu is one of those. I've worked with Stu on and off for 25 years. The guy you hear on the air is the guy that's off the air. He's not someone you need to be meeting with 4 times a week to kind of propel him forward. He's a self-starter. He's incredibly intelligent. And then we happened to stumble on a concept where, at his will, he'll do 2, 3, 4-minute editorials on topics that hit him, and that really is where we started to see the juice on his show. Is that his audience started to relate to Stu's take on any number of topics. And I think our audience, it's an overused word, but our audience gets off on the authenticity of Stu as a human being. He doesn't come across as a radio personality. He doesn't take himself too seriously, and he's thoughtful. And I think, he's thoughtful both on the air and off. He's 100% committed to his craft too. Like it is ridiculous how strong our team is.
Right. Do you want to speak, Steve, to, Stingray Radio overall? You're still one of the companies that's growing. Do you want to talk about what kind of year it's been for Stingray overall?
I happened into this company by complete fluke. Fired by Chorus in 2010. Hired by Rob Farina to come into Astral. Astral gets bought by Bell. A bunch of stations go into divestiture. They get bought by Newcap. Then we get bought by Stingray. And Stingray is an incredible... There are a bunch of scrappy entrepreneurs in Montreal that bought this radio division and then let Ian Lurie at the time sort of wall it off. And this is sort of like we're a walled off radio garden that is able to run the operation with very little corporate oversight. So we're a small, scrappy, nimble team that is in the midst of gathering hopefully the strongest radio team the country's ever seen. And we're growing like crazy. The TuneIn acquisition a couple of weeks ago, buying another station in Calgary just 2 days ago. Steve Jones' leadership. We're having a lot of fun. This is as good a company as I've worked for in my career, and it's a long career.
Well, thanks for joining us, Steve. I don't know that we're going to be able to bring Troy in, as he's having technical problems, but keep trying, Troy.
Tremendous.
He's the spinning wheel.
Yeah, I couldn't get mine to work on my computer either, so that's why I'm on my phone.
The wheel of death.
I'm available for tech help for all you people.
We're old people.
Yeah.
We're old people. You can't teach us new tricks. I said that already.
Could it be a browser issue? Like,
Oh, no,
yes,
I'm
of
using the
course.
latest.
Everything's a browser issue.
I'm
okay.
using Chrome. Is that no good? Come on.
Chrome's good. Safari's bad, and then they change the rules the next day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It also.
Well, anyway, guys, listen, I really appreciate the opportunity to speak about our company, about our team, and thanks a lot for recognizing these guys. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to be able to bring Troy in because he's a spinning wheel.
I've got Troy. Troy's in the chat. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm here, but he's a spinning wheel.
Yeah. Do we have Jay Stone from Now Edmonton kicking about?
You mean this Jay Stone?
Wow. Boom.
So while Boom was the runner-up for Station of the Year, Now Edmonton is Station of the Year large market for a second year in a row. This is Jay Stone, Program Director. Big year last year when you won all the awards, Jay.
It was a big year. Yeah, last year was big. It was.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about what 2025 brought for Now?
Sure. Yeah, I think we've got our general manager in the waiting room too. If you want to bring Jamie Wall in as well.
Oh, great.
We're both here to do, if that's possible, Matt.
I do not see Jamie.
No Jamie.
I don't see Jamie.
Well, he's not here yet. Okay.
We'll wait.
Yeah, you know what? We'll carry on. 2025 was another monster year for Now Radio, and wow, just incredible to see the hard work that goes into this radio station from this team. It is a long storied success, as many in our industry know, that Now Radio since launch in 2010 has had a lot of success ratings wise, and also really just converting QM audience to core P1 listeners. But it takes a remarkable amount of work to keep doing that, and you can't just ride that wave. And I am so honored to have what I call the most amazing team in radio, with our 9 on-air hosts and our incredible staff who work behind the scenes on promotions, production, all of it, to work on the air, off the air, to really focus on building an emotional connection with our station audience. That's our goal, is to connect with them and then make our listeners the very fabric of our station. They're it. They take responsibility for the station, take ownership of the station, and it's that relationship, that human connection, that creates a shared experience that Now Radio thrives on so well.
Over the entire year, Now averaged number one with a 13.5 average share for the full 52 weeks. That's from your submission. One of the more impressive things that you do at Now is your promotions. And the Now Haunted House was a strong contender in that category this year. Do you want to talk, Jay, about how that comes together? Because that's a huge effort that happens in such a small amount of time.
Yeah, it really is. That the Haunted House is a brainchild of our assistant program director and midday hosts, Adam McHale. He started the Haunted House here many years ago, and every year it just has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So at its base, it's a haunted house that we build, and it is constructed between on-air team, off-air team, really our team in the building, and listeners. And it's a relationship. It's a shared experience where we invite our listeners to join us to build this haunted house. Then when we execute it, it's a free haunted house. So we welcome the audience to come, take part, walk through it, and it's free. And we just ask our listeners to bring a food bank donation to help support the local Edmonton Food Bank. And this year, surprise, surprise, it grows every year, it gets bigger and bigger every year. This year was the most successful year. We had the most amount of cash donated this year than any other year. It was over $8,000 in cash donations, and over 2,300 kilograms of food was donated for the food bank. So just an incredible amount of food. But from my perspective, this is the one radio promotion that I've seen that marries the on-air team, the off-air team, listeners, and then listeners coming to experience the promotion in such a unique way where everybody's getting this incredible shared experience and taking ownership of it, that it's just magic. It's incredible to see it come alive.
Promotions are something that some stations have cut back on, in recent years as everybody runs leaner. But I feel like now, it's a really big part of the Now family experience for your station.
Yeah, it really is. It's vital. It really is vital. I believe that we can create incredible experiences on the air for our listeners, and we should all be focused on doing that. That's radio's number one difference maker, is creating a unique shared experience that people feel connected to and want to keep coming back to. But off the radio, in person, it's all about human connection, and it's about meeting people and shaking hands and getting to know them and actually caring about people within your community and showing that you care about them. And when you do that off the air, in these events, in these promotions, it just builds such a stronger bond and a stronger connection with your audience that you're going to see benefit long term for the success of your radio station.
Well, congratulations again, Jay. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the honor, and thanks to the jury for naming Now Radio as Station of the Year. I'm honored, and my whole team will accept this gracefully. And thank you, appreciate it.
Well done.
Jamie did manage to get here, but he did not have a microphone and camera. And if you don't have a microphone and camera, you can't come on the show.
Oh,
that's right.
It is a video podcast. After all,
I feel like the doorman at a club.
Uh-oh. Thanks, you guys.
All right. Congratulations, Jay, again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we have to bid farewell to our publisher, Sean Smith, at this juncture, because he's...
I'm very proud of you guys for executing this here this morning. It's great. It's so fun to be part of the joy that this brings, which I think is what we were trying to get to when we started in 2020. Is to bring a little bit of joy back, like my friend Ronnie Stanton says, where's the fun? Where's the fun? Here it is, getting to recognize people from all across the country who work every day to make our medium better and great. So thanks a lot. I'm going to let you carry on and make our winners the stars.
All right.
Speaking of stars, we are going to go to the folks behind Young Broadcaster of the Year now. Do we have Karen Steele and Ross Winters there?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Ross. Do you both want to introduce yourselves and talk about your involvement with the Young Broadcaster program?
Absolutely. And thanks, Connie. And Matt and Sean, along with co-chair Karen Steele. We're really happy to be part of this. Steve Young Broadcaster Award came to be in 2009, a year after Steve's untimely passing, and led by many of Steve's friends, including J.J. Johnson, Jeff Fiddler, who really spearheaded the project in Steve's memory, and the Young Broadcaster of the Year was born. Along with JJ and Jeff, I was one of the early judges, along with other folks like Ralph James and Andy Frost and others. The first winner in 2009, I remember clearly because I then hired him, was Fearless Fred, who was in Edmonton at the Bar, now at Q107 in Toronto and having a great career. And all of our winners since have all really in their own way exemplified Steve's passion, his drive, and his spirit, including last year's winner, Luke Rodriguez. And something we did recently, we changed the judging system, and now the judges are all former Young Broadcaster of the Year award winners. And so we're really happy with that. Steve, to speak a bit about him, he was a great coach and mentor. I was lucky to have Steve mentor me early in my career as a PD. Steve's PD career had him at City FM in Winnipeg, where he really laid the foundation for that station's success for many years to come, including today. Steve also had programming stops at CJ in Calgary, and then the legendary KISW in Seattle for many years, where Steve really helped revive the career of legendary broadcaster Bob Rivers of Twisted Tunes fame. And then it was off to New York and back to consulting. So I'd like to hand it over now to Karen Steele, co-chair of this award, and to announce this year's winner among a group of very strong applicants.
Yeah, no, thank you. You invited me last year to be part of this as co-chair, and it's been a phenomenal thing for me to not only see all of the caliber of the entrants that we received last year and this year, but to be a part of the judging process, which I have nothing to do with, and I'll say that up front, because it's as Ross mentioned, the former winners, and it's so great to hear all of them weigh in on the why and the admiration of each other and the applicants. So what an incredible part to be a part of that. That being said, again, although I'm biased, I have nothing to do with this. And this year's winner is Deepa Prashad. So Deepa Prashad, I work with at 99.9 Virgin Radio. She's a part of the Darren and Deepa show. She started as more of a social media influencer with her creative storytelling. Adam Thompson in Toronto had spotted her and made her part of her team here in Toronto as well. And then we brought her to 99.9 Virgin Radio, and she's just been an absolute joy to work with. She's creative, smart, talented, driven, an absolute force, fearless, funny, creative. If I haven't said that 10 times over. And business Deepa's no fun, but she's the best because I respect it. Anyway, so congratulations to this year's Deepa Prashad, because she does a phenomenal job, and everybody on the committee thought so as well.
Deepa was unable to join us as she's taking part in a TikTok event, I believe. She's out influencing. So she pre-recorded an acceptance speech for us.
Hey everyone. I am so sorry that I couldn't be on the live stream today. Honestly, it really hurts me that I couldn't be there to accept this live, but I can't believe that I'm the Young Broadcaster of the Year! As you can tell, I'm really, really excited. I'm really honored. Thank you so much to the committee. Thank you so much to the panel. Thanks to everyone involved. This is really special for me. And I never thought that I would be getting an award like this, considering that I started off in radio March of 2020, literally when COVID started, the pandemic shut everything down. I started radio from my bedroom. I was doing live hits. I was doing social media videos, and never in my wildest dreams did I think that I was going to have my own morning show in Toronto with Darren Jones at 99.9 Virgin Radio. It's been such a cool experience. Radio to me, it is a shock how much I have fallen in love with it. I started my career doing TV and digital hosting, but radio has become my home. This is where I want to be. It's so personal. I love being a part of people's daily routines in the morning. I love giving them positive energy, hyping them up, giving them great vibes for the rest of the day. And I've made a family here in radio. Everyone that I have worked with so far has been incredible. What a lovely team that I work with right now as well. So uplifting, so positive. Darren Jones, Leah Abrahams, Chris Kelly, our intern Michael, and Karen Steele, and the rest of the hosting team at 99.9 Virgin Radio. The loveliest people, the most talented people. I am very, very lucky to be where I am and very grateful. So thank you again for everything. I'm getting a little emotional because this is crazy. I didn't think that, I would find a home where I loved every single moment of the job that I do. So thank you again. And yeah, hopefully I will get to see all of you in person one day.
I think everybody's probably curious, Karen and Ross, what the quality of entries is like from our young broadcasters.
Well, I would say, and Karen, you can weigh in, but it was really excellent this year. It's, even though it was pretty unanimous from the judges that Deepa was the clear winner, there were so many strong applicants that also could have been winners, and so we're lucky and really we'd like to thank all the broadcast companies for participating, because each and every year we have a really strong list of people who could be winners, and unfortunately we can only have one. But Karen, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Well, seeing the amount of entries we had was really, for me, I love to see it. because there's a number of people under 30 years old in this industry,
Yeah.
and a lot of great up and coming talent, a lot of talent that is already fantastic. There could just be one winner, but I know that there's probably so many talented people out there that weren't even nominated. So like for me, I like to usually go, ooh, I'm going to steal that down the line of that person because that's what you do. Like, these are great opportunities to see talent that are not necessarily in your company or you're aware of. So I already stole ours, but I'm very happy to see how many people have so much runway ahead of them in this industry.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the runners up? Chantel Dunn, who was second runner up, and Sarah Betts, who was first runner up?
Yeah, I mean, Sarah had a lot of love as well from all of the judges for her work as co-host at Move in Fredericton, and her charity work with Tampon Tuesday, because that was a big part of Steve Young and an important part of giving back to the community. So Sarah was our great number 2 run up, and number 3 was Chantel Dunn, who I just think is also another force to reckon with in this industry, and super creative at Sonic in Edmonton. And those were our top 3, even though all of them could be in the top 3, but those are our top 3.
Well, thank you both for joining us, and congrats to Deepa. Broadcast Dialogue was very happy to welcome the Young Broadcaster Award under the Canadian Radio Awards auspices this year. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Guys.
I want to go now, if he's in the wings, to Brad Gibb, Bell Media Regional Program Director, Southwestern Ontario. There you are, Brad. Brad was runner-up for PD of the Year Large Market, but the reason we invited him to join us is because 89X in Windsor won Best Station Promotion for its relaunch package when the alternative rock format was reinstated on CIMX at the end of August. And I think, Brad, this turned out to be one of the more interesting stories of the year for radio. You started out as an intern in the late 90s on the morning show at 89X. What led you to lead the charge in bringing back the alt rock format to Windsor? Do we have sound on Brad?
We don't have audio on Brad. We do not have audio on Brad. That's too bad.
It is too bad. It's probably a setting. It's probably a mic setting.
Yeah, it's a mic setting of some sort. There you go. Much better.
There you are.
There you go. My microphone was okay, and then
do you want us to repeat the question?
No, I heard everything.
I mean, 89X coming back. It's an incredible story.
It was, when we just have such a great team of people here at Bell, and it's just fun to hear Steve earlier talking about how he's just like working for a great company at Stingray, and how he's having just such a great time. And I'm doing the same thing. Like we just have such a great group of people over here at Bell, and when the team of people that put this whole thing together, it's just like second to none. I've been involved in a few flips in my career, and this one was just like the night before. And Matt, like you know this, as a PD, like you're usually like, what's going to happen, and you're nervous about everything. I had the greatest sleep of my life the night before. It was just like, okay, we're going to wake up tomorrow morning and we're going to flip this radio station. We're going to put it back on the air. It was just such a comforting feeling having so many great people contribute to doing everything and putting this launch back together.
Do you want to describe the launch for those who haven't listened? Because it was really clever the way that you initiated the whole thing.
So the big thing with this radio station was the history. It really does have such a unique and illustrious history, and we wanted to pull the best from that history. And the biggest thing is the lore of 89X is that the first song that was aired on that station was "Stop" by Jane's Addiction. And then when the station flipped in 2020, the last song there was "Stop" by Jane's Addiction. So we're like, well, it's got to be "Stop" has got to be the first song. And if you know that song, it starts with about 30 seconds of a Spanish woman speaking. So the week leading into us launching the radio station, we flipped all of our imaging over to a Spanish woman who actually is a friend of my partner Rachel, who works at the Hard Rock in London. Who, when I'm like, I need a Spanish voiceover artist. And she's like, well, Fabi at work is from Mexico. She speaks Spanish. I'm like, great, get her to read this, and it was perfect. So we had her doing these cryptic messages in between, and every little thing, like nugget that we threw out, the audience took right away. You know, we let it. We let we weren't hiding the fact that, you know, that 89X was coming back, and throwing these little nuggets out kind of built everything towards the time that we were going to launch. And it almost became like this will they, won't they, at 8:08 on the 28th day of the 8th month. And everything just came together so beautifully. You know, the history of that building with CKLW and what CKLW meant to that region in, you know, the late 60s and early 70s. It was the same as what 89X meant to that region in the early 90s. And there's just so much, you know, the in that area is, you know, the bridge. The bridges are such a, because, you know, the two communities are so intertwined with Detroit and Windsor. It's just such an image. I mean, like, we need to find ways how we can bridge everything together. And so bridging CKLW and 89X, and bridging, you know, country music and alternative music with the Johnny Cash covers in the middle. Like, it was just, we wanted to bring everybody together on this. And it was just such a great moment for all of us to, when, you know, that button hit and everything's on the air. So
what's response been since the launch, Brad?
Amazing. It has been, we just did a yesterday in Windsor, with it being American Thanksgiving. The Detroit Lions did a watch party for the game yesterday afternoon. And so they blocked out, you know, a couple blocks in downtown Windsor and you know, had this big block party. And it's thank you is what people are saying. Like, people just come up to you and go thank you for bringing 89X back. You know, thank you for, and it means so much to people in that area, and really to people, you know, all across North America. Like, when we hit go, the messages that were coming in from everywhere, you know, I'm listening in Vancouver, I'm listening in Norfolk, Virginia, you know, I'm listening here, you know, this is bringing me back. This is great. Thank you. So it's been a great couple months, and 2026 is going to be a great year for us.
Do you have theories, Brad, on why alt rock is having a moment?
I think the funny thing is that it is so wide, and it's so interesting for the younger audience. Those pop alternative crossovers and how those happy train wrecks work so nicely. Like, to hear Miles Smith go into System of a Down, you know, on paper, you'd look at it and go, that's not good. And then you hear it and you're like, no, actually, this sounds really good. Like, you know, like, to have Noah Congo into, you know, to Rage Against the Machine, or it's a really, really cool format to be working in.
Well, congratulations again, Brad. Again, 89X relaunch package, best station promotion. We're going to say goodbye, Brad.
Thank
and
you.
Congrats, Brad.
Thank you.
All right.
we're going to bring in our small market program director of the year winner, if he's waiting in the wings, Matt Fisher.
Terrace,
Matt.
BC. Hello.
From his car.
Hi. From my, yes, on remote here in Prince Rupert. So,
Okay. Okay. So
yes.
Matt is radio operations manager at Northern Native Broadcasting, CFNR, Terrace, BC. If you're not familiar with CFNR, it's a not-for-profit Indigenous radio station, and it's also our campus and community station of the year winner for 2025. Matt, congratulations. I want you to, sort of talk about what CFNR is all about for those who don't know.
Yeah, it's really simple, I suppose. We focus a lot on community, and it's kind of funny now, when you look at 2025, community is kind of what you make it nowadays. And CFNR has been doing this for so long, before my time. And I was just up in Telegraph Creek over the summer, and then I was in Smithers through just a little while before that. Obviously, I'm on remote here in Prince Rupert, and we're based out of Terrace. So we're just building that web of connectivity, community, and culture. And I'm really honored to be talking with you guys today. We punch above our weight, I feel, a lot, and we put a lot of soul and heart into it. Our station broadcasts so many places, and with great Indigenous programming, combining that with classic rock, a little bit, dipping a little bit, later nowadays, but some really great music throughout the decades, and just weaving that between, the artists that you might not find or know of on, mainstream radio. But when you hear them, you're just, blown away. When you say, yeah, that person's from, Haida Gwaii or the Dease Lake or something, just from all over the place.
Can you talk about who your audience is, Matt, and who the community is that you serve?
Well, again, we serve all over the place. We've got about 48 transmitter repeaters set up all around. And it's funny because when I'm out on remotes like today, you get all sorts of people coming up and saying, "Oh, I love your station. You guys are so great," and it doesn't matter, who you are. We find so many people come up and just loving what we're doing. And it's quite to be a little vain, gratifying, to serve so many people.
This is your second stint with Northern Native Broadcasting after working all over Ontario. Now that you've been in an operations role there for coming up on a year, are there challenges or opportunities, Matt, that you think are unique to Indigenous radio?
Certainly focusing on who is in your area and where you are, Haida, Haisla, up north where I was in Telegraph, Taltan, and just including those voices, operationally, we get this really cool opportunity to do these really cool things. We went around all throughout the community for National Indigenous History Month, and we had countless amount of voices cycling through that whole month, and people telling their story and what being Indigenous means to them. And it's kind of in a strange, letting the community be the voice, and having that ability to do that is really cool. And that also extends to we've extended, which I also oversee, is 106.3 The Journey in Vancouver. And that's just expanding, who we are, and we're a small unit, and again, very proud to allow people to have that voice.
Sorry to interrupt, Matt. One of the big initiatives that you undertook this fall was a radiothon with a recovery focus. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, and that was another idea, our coworker had. she didn't want any credit, but I'll throw it her anyway. Sabrina had a great idea and said, coming up in September 13th or 14th was Recovery Day, or abstaining from alcohol and drugs just for that day. And I said, well, let's blow it up. And they had never really done a radiothon in this area, or, to my knowledge. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. And I'd take that back. But we had linked up with First Nations Health Foundation as well as Together We Can, and just said, let's see what we can do. And that was about 3-4 months of planning that went into that. And I would say half of our talent and people that we have are homegrown. We went through a boot camp, and you have to be Indigenous. You go through it, you get perks, and then you can potentially get a job working with us. So some people were, a little nervous. It was a big undertaking, and we had such a great success with it. It was all about helping Indigenous communities with recovery from drugs and alcohol, and that money's going to a great place. We're honored to be here and to be talking with you and to really try to do some good.
Well, congratulations, Matt. Thank you for taking the time from your remote to join us.
It starts in a bit. I didn't play hooky, but
do you want to? You can preview it for everybody right now. Where are you? What's happening there today?
I am down at Andre's Electronic Experts for Black Friday. If you're in the market and if your door is large enough, they have a 98-inch television for about $2,000, and they deliver. Because I know you're not fitting that into your SUV. So, but I'm going to be here till about 1:30, and then I got to head over to City Furniture until 6 o'clock, if you can believe it. So it's I wanted to make this. I had nightmares that I wouldn't be able to, get the the earbuds working and all that. And internet is tough to get out here, so
yes.
I wanted to make it.
As somebody, by the way, who just bought a 75-inch TV, I can confirm I could not get that into my SUV, and I needed a friend with a pickup truck to come back the next day. So you're right.
Okay. Well, thank you.
And I said, well, if you can curve it, I can get it through the door, but I don't think you can really curve TVs that much. So I'm going to pass. And obviously, like many other radio folk, we travel around a lot, and I don't quite want to buy that size of a U-Haul. There we go. I've said my piece.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Yes, and thank you for.
I've lost your audio here. My apologies.
It's all good.
We're saying thank you and goodbye and congratulations all at once. So congrats. There you
go. We should acknowledge our small market station of the year, which was Moose FM in Fort St. John, which also picked up the Best Podcast Awards Small Market for a second year in a row. Matt was our last guest. Matt Cundill, you were far too quiet.
But you're getting so good at this, right?
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. What I did. I mean, as you know, I did most of the production sort of around this today as well. Getting the videos and the stuff and some of the stuff that you see scrolling on the screen today. But thank you for letting me be a part of this. And for those who may have joined late or they had to go because it's a Friday and you have to do things, what you heard here today will appear in its entirety in both the Broadcast Dialogue podcast feed and also in the Sound Off podcast feed. It will reside there. It will also remain on video channels, and we may even restream this a little bit later today or throughout the weekend for those who miss it. We know that people in radio are very busy. Just judging by the number of people, we had Paul Evanoff joined us from the Sheraton Hotel. He did not mention it was the night after their Christmas party last night, but I'm happy to do that. And, as we just mentioned, we had Matt who was on location. Steve Parsons is in Alberta.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that people made the effort today to just join on, what is a very busy day. I mean, Black Friday, it being Black Friday too. Matt was just out on the road outside a remote getting ready to work. So we know you're all very, very busy, and everybody taking the time and the effort to join us here today. Thank you.
I think the great thing about the awards is that a story evolves every year about, how radio is still making an impact in communities. And I think that's why, Sean established them in the first place back in 2020 when we were at a low ebb, at the outset of the pandemic. So on that note, I want to thank this year's jury: Anita Bath, Jay Brody, Rick Zamperin, Lisa Grossi, Paul Kay, Dana B., and Kim Sullivan. We'd also like to thank our sponsors. Do we have, excellent. Our radio group supporters: Rogers Sports and Media, iHeartRadio, Stingray, Chorus, Pattison Media, Vista Radio, Harvard Media, and Acadia Broadcasting. Thanks to our presenting sponsor, Xperi. Thanks to our supporters: AIR, Target Broadcast Sales, CBS, and the Sound Off Podcast Network.
And that's it.
And
there's us.
is there not? No. There should be one more slide, and that is for our award sponsors, which are Spark Media Hub, Music Master, the Community Radio Fund of Canada, Burley, Shure, and Validate.
That slide I missed.
Okay.
We can get it in post.
It's up at CanadianRadioAwards.com, where you can find all of the winners and listen to this year's award-winning audio. The guy pulling the administrative strings behind the Canadian Radio Awards is our VP of Operations, James Wallace, while the jury does all the heavy lifting of listening to all of the audio you submit. James is the guy who spends hours on the Canadian Radio Awards site uploading that audio, and these awards would not happen without him. Thanks as well to our VP of Sales and Partnerships, Rob Brimacombe, and Matt Cundill of the Sound Off Media Company for his annual support to make this live stream happen.
Thank you very much for having me. I love doing this every year, and it's great to get together for this one particular day to share all the radio joy. I've loved doing this and being a part of this in one capacity or another since 2020.
And I want to thank everyone who entered. Again, head to CanadianRadioAwards.com to see the full list of winners and listen to this year's award-winning audio. I think that's it for 2025.
Thanks, Connie.
Thanks, Matt.